I'm sure you receive calls from Enimo in the morning. When she calls you in the morning, the voice is different.
Okay.
This morning,
you have experienced the phenomenon.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I see you put some color in your cheek. Yes. Anymore, your phone calls are a product we should sell.
I'm blushing.
I tell you.
Oh dear.
What kind of marketing did she call it last week?
Oh, you see?
Seductive marketing.
He came prepared.
I didn't see that.
He came prepared. I saw it too.
You did it. Waiting for her for a long time.
As soon as you mentioned voice, I was like, the woman is dead. And I'll show her. They should package your phone calls and sell them.
I tell you, I'll tell.
It's an entrepreneurship.
The GM Nana ticket that we have somebody who can help.
Oh goodness! And one thing is for sure: if you have any more, you'll certainly say it right. RBATIVE. Today, I would like us to talk about another of my favorite words, verbatim. VERBATIM. Verbatim, which means using exactly the same words as were used originally. For example, she made me repeat the wedding vows verbatim. Instead of verbatim, you could say to the letter, accurately, faithfully, or literally. Verbatim originates from the Latin word verbum, which means word, and the earliest recorded translation of verbatim is word for word. Now, I'll bet you didn't know that verbatim happens to share origins with a less commonly known word, literatum, which means to reproduce written text letter by letter. You know, I've often heard verbatim mispronounced as verbatim, but this is not how to say it right. Thankfully, now that you know this, you can share everything I've told you with everyone you know. Of course, you won't have to repeat it verbatim. There you go.
And that's how things are when I'm not part of it.
A cappella says right.
A cappellistic.
Indeed. Oh God, let's do the news review now. First Atlantic Bank, refreshingly different. Enterprise Life, no matter the season, Enterprise Life is here to give you solutions that guarantee you the best advantage in life. So go on, live your life and dream big with Enterprise, your advantage. They bring us the news review every morning. And of course, First Atlantic Bank has introduced some options for your use. For example, there's the short code *442# for banking transactions. There's also the First Atlantic Ghana mobile app, which you can download from the Google Play Store or iOS Store. So either you use the app or you dial *442# for all of your mobile money transactions, instant fund transfers. You can pay bills with it. You can buy airtime or data from Airtel, MTN, Glo, Vodafone, and so much more. Welcome to the Purple experience on mobile. It is safe. It is secure. It is very simple to use. It is First Atlantic Bank. Refreshingly different. All right then, so headlines?
Yes, okay. I'm going to start with the daily guide this morning. Education Minister recovers from COVID-19. City performs well in the first half. Tobinco wins 2 awards. Top judge dead. CG isolates. And EC exceeds their targets. On the back page, some sports. I am president, player, and coach. Ibrahimovic. Kojo, can you help me out?
Ibrahimovic.
That one.
What did you say?
I didn't say anything. Tons. And Jordan explains razor sharp form. Player banned for confronting fan, and that's Tottenham's Eric Dyer has been banned for 4 matches. That's it for the daily guide.
Daily graphic: COVID-19 infections. State institutions shut down. Graphic MNG consult partner to coach JHS students. GES investigates death of KNUST SHS student. Headmistress interdicted. EC launches campaign on transparency for election 2020. And there is the COVID-19 update as of July 6th. 21,968 cases, 17,156 recoveries or discharged, and 129 have died. The back page of the Daily Graphic, Agric Ministry introduces rewarding system. Informants get 20% face value of seized items. And the last headline in the Daily Graphic, 11 in Kasina Nankana riots sentenced.
Right.
On the front page of the Daily Statesman, Kojo, did you see the video of the boy who died at the KNUST school?
Yes.
His last hours when he was sitting on the table and his friends were kind of just holding him, and there were teachers.
Friends who apparently got
Yes.
punished for touching him because
I didn't know that.
that was not social distancing, according to their housemaster. That's what I read in one of the reports on what happened.
Okay, so the GES and Sadiq school head for death of the student. So that's where we are now.
Yeah.
We covered the story on Joy News, and so we'll fit in an update during the show so that we know what's going on with that. But very, very, very sad.
I hope we get
Heartbreaking.
a couple of minutes to talk about that story after the headlines.
Yes,
I
yes.
think they're important things to highlight.
Okay. Other stories on the front page of the Daily Statesman: over 2.2 million register under EC's Phase 1 voter registration, and CD's performance all-time best since 2014. That's according to Dr. Ebenezer Ashley. That's it for the Daily Statesman.
The Business Finder is next. Woes of business persist despite partial easing of COVID-19 restrictions. Promote Ghana's cocoa in Asia. That's from the ICU. 1,174 get financial clearance to beef up fight against poor sanitation.
All right, Proverbs 15 verse 27. The greedy bring ruin to their households, but the one who hates bribes will live. And once you hear that, you know it's the front page of the Chronicle. Ex-GPHA manager pays 1.257 million Ghana cedis for DG Job oil license and accuses national security operative of defrauding him. Domlavo Saga Akufo-Addo has not breached any law. That's according to the government. Increment in lorry fares is justified. That's according to an NDC MP.
The new crusading guide. KNUST SHS headmistress interdicted over death of student. Chief Justice in isolation over COVID-19 fears. We can only wish the Chief Justice well. EC unveils Let the Citizen Know campaign. Lawyer runs from court over 600,000 deaths. And finally, for the new crusading guide, soothsayer Pastor Nigel Gacy in quicksand as Student Loan Trust Fund chases him for non-payment of students' loan.
Oh, wow. On the back page of the Ghanaian Times, ECG invests 7 million to manage vegetation at Wasa and Menfi. Finance Ministry, Gridco close offices over COVID-19 infection. And on the front page of the Ghanaian Times, voter registration exercise, EC targets 15 million Ghanaian voters for December 2020 elections. KNUST SHS headmistress interdicted over death of student. Government spends over 233 million Ghana cedis on nationwide free water supply. That was told to us at the press conference with Mrs. Cecilia Dapa, the Minister for Sanitation. COVID-19, Chief Justice self-isolates for 14 days. And that's it.
The last paper from my end is the Business and Financial Times. IFC provides $5.2 million funding for Nyaho Medical to expand quality healthcare. Banks, fintechs partnership will speed up digitization agenda. Cashew farming threatens food crops production. The back page of the BNFT. Unikin receives endorsement from Ghana Society of Dermatology. Goyle Gips launch partnership on Ghana Link card use.
All right, let's do the online review. It's brought to you by the kindness of Zenith Bank in your best interest and Goyle Good Energy. Always get excited to talk about Zenith and Goyle. Going cashless has never been this convenient and exciting. Goyle e-payment systems are now compatible with GH Link. That's the national payment platform. So you can now use your GH Link card on Goyle point-of-sale machines to purchase fuel. Now this means that you get additional payment options for fuel purchase at Goyle stations in addition to the Go card, and every fuel you purchase is recorded automatically onto your monthly bank statement, helping you track and manage your expenses. So go ahead and use your GH Link card to buy fuel and all lubricants from any of GOIL's over 400 stations across the country. Go cashless and protect yourself and stick to all the COVID-19 protocols in these times. GOIL, good energy. GOIL, Yenara Yenze. Right, so a little while ago, we could all enjoy warm hugs from family and friends, right? Well, you could attend parties, you can hang out with friends at your favorite pub, and even watch a game of football live at the stadium. Gosh, I miss those days. But now we're in the new normal. We wear face masks, we use sanitizers, and we keep our distance, even in trotros. But no matter the season, you can be sure that Enterprise Life is here for you. They give you solutions that guarantee you the best advantage in life. So please go on and live your life and dream big with Enterprise. Download the Enterprise Advantage app ready today from the Play Store or App Store to sign up for a customized policy or access your statement and more. You could also talk to a life planner on your insurance or your insurance broker today. Enterprise, your advantage. Here's what's on myjoyonline.com. Suspected fraudster who allegedly infiltrated police in Kumasi arrested. Also, 854 new infections send Ghana's COVID-19 tally to 22,822 with 17,564 recoveries. Workers of Ghana Airports Company demonstrate against alleged privatization plans. We could talk about that a bit later today. Shutdown of schools inevitable if chaotic incidences continue. This is a warning from NEC, GNECC. It is wrong to assume one village, one dam projects aren't fit for irrigation. That's the Minister of State. I spoke to him yesterday. That's what he had to say on that. And let's do one from CNN. Trump now in open dispute with U.S. health officials. I always catch a bit of CNN before I sleep, and when I wake up, I continue. This morning, I was shocked to see that Donald Trump has tweeted. Okay, and this is something I don't know. Look, our job is to push our government, criticize them, make them do better. But sometimes when I look at leaders like Trump, I thank God for the leaders we have had in this country. Look, Donald Trump has tweeted that the CDC, Center for Disease Control, their recommendations on the reopening of schools, Donald Trump, doesn't agree with them. Donald Trump, doesn't agree with the Center for the Disease Control. So he's going to cut their funding unless they change what they are saying.
He actually just said that.
He tweeted it. Trump, what he feels about
data science and research.
Look, these are people's children, and the leader of their nation says that the experts should change what they are saying to suit what he who is, is he an expert on anything?
Well, if you thought he was an expert, you should recall when he thought that Lysol and other disinfectants.
Oh my goodness!
That's the kind of expertise he brings to bear. Yeah, that's right. That's the kind of expertise.
He wants the CDC to come to his side of the table.
It's not news, isn't it? They did the same thing to the World Health Organization, and
he's gone
ahead with the threat. Cut funding, is even withdrawing the United States of America at a time that the WHO needs the United States most. But for China stepping in and doubling up their funding, only God knows what will have happened to the pandemic response. But it's unbelievable, right? How he emerged, and well, we cherish Ghana-US relations. I should remember I'm ranking member on the Foreign Affairs Committee.
You are, but I
must not trigger any row.
I am not. Okay, so I can quite happily say that people are surprised how Trump became President of America.
Right.
I am surprised how Trump came into existence. It's a mystery that a person like this lives, and he actually thinks everyone else is wrong. He's right.
And he's right. Yeah. The thing is to see whether he'll win again. Because if he does, then I guess he was really speaking the mind of the American people, isn't he? If he
suppose,
does, if he wins again, yeah.
Right? Yeah.
I think that would be the real telltale. That we know that, okay, it's not just him.
No.
It's actually a majority of Americans.
Can we talk about the student who died?
Okay, so if you missed it, this is what happened. The KNUST SHS has a student, and you know that, okay, he used to be a day student, and then he became a boarding student because, you know, he's in final year, and so they've gone back to school. Now, when he became a boarding student and his father brought him to school, told them that he has ulcer. So he does have these stomach pains occasionally. So he kind of fell sick, you know, Tuesday, tummy hurting, you know, he was taken to the sick bay, given some medicines, you know, it started to get better. Then he had lunch around 2:30, and then the pain got worse, and he was sent to the dormitory. Now, this is where it kind of takes a turn for the worse, because the pain was, you know, getting much worse, much worse. He came out, you know, he was with his friends, you know, they were trying to encourage him. They called his dad. Now, his dad was about 3 hours away. So the thing that should have happened at that point is that somebody would have taken him to the hospital.
Right.
There's no explanation that sits right with me for not taking a child, a student, a human being to the hospital when he's in this much pain. But he was left to his own devices with his friends. So you saw the video of his friends kind of holding him and saying, oh, it's okay, it'll be okay, it'll be okay. Some of them had face masks, you know. I think the fear here was that maybe he had COVID-19 and was showing the symptoms. And so you see teachers standing around aloof having conversations and not paying much attention. His father eventually gets there, picks him up
3 hours later,
and his father did say he was far away, you know, and there's not much he could have done. He was 3 hours away, but there were people there who could have put him in a car and taken him to the hospital. And if you look in the video, you see about 12 cars parked in the car park, not very far from where he was writhing in pain on the table. And so his father comes, takes him to the hospital, and he dies.
And many tragic angles to this story. The reports in the Daily Graphic suggest that the students had made an initial attempt, hired a taxi, tried to get Sam, as it's called, my namesake, to the hospital, but the security would not allow them. They would not open the gate. I am also wondering what happened to what we were told about the new guidelines for reopening schools, where hospitals had been mapped in the school. You remember when we raised concerns earlier, we were told that hospitals have been mapped and that it would just take a few minutes. And this is, you know, the heart of the regional capital, this Kumasi. If this can happen, you imagine what will be happening to schools
in the rural areas,
in
the outskirts.
On KNUST campus. There's a hospital right there.
Right there. I mean, they could have even called the hospital to get him picked up, but nothing was done.
So you see, it makes no difference how many hospitals you map your school to. If when someone is sick, their father will have to come from home, 3 hours from home, to come and take them to the hospital. Then what's the point of mapping? I mean,
what's the point?
So you see, it brings up another thing. And this is a concern for me because I've been asking this question from the very beginning. From the day the president said he's going to reopen schools or let the final years go back, I started asking the question, what is plan B? If there is an outbreak, if there is an infected person, what is the plan? You heard first the Director General of the Ghana Health Service telling us on this show that that's not something they can say on air.
I remember.
Then we heard the Deputy Minister for Education, Dr. Educhum, saying on Beyond the Lockdown that it's not something they can say on air. Yesterday we had the Deputy Director General of the Ghana Education Service here. He said, we don't know. It is the health professionals who will tell us what to do if something happens. Do you understand what that means?
There's no protocol.
No, it's shocking. It's shocking.
So,
other jurisdictions, they publish all these guidelines.
Parents
know.
Everybody knows.
EPAs,
Everybody knows.
The media. Everybody knows. Everybody knows. They even have thresholds where the number of cases that are confirmed in schools will trigger
a shutdown.
They have all of that published.
I wish Sammy was here. I would have loved to hear what he has to say. In fact, when he comes, I'll ask him about this because it really bothers me. All right, and this is the last thing I would like to say on this. This child may not have died of COVID-19, but he died because of COVID-19.
Yes.
Absolutely.
First of all, the teachers were not willing to go near him
Yeah.
because they thought he had COVID-19. Teachers. I mean, what?
Adults, human beings.
And let's not forget, this is a day student. He would have been at home with his parents when he had his ulcer, and they would have happily taken him
to the hospital.
Or even if it had happened at school, they would not have stopped him from leaving because he's a day student, right? But because of COVID-19, he's a by force boarding student, 3 hours away from his father, and this has happened. All right, let me read something to you. This is a quote from the president. I assure all parents and guardians that government will not put the lives of 750,000 students, teachers, and non-teaching staff who will be returning to school from tomorrow at risk. We have made all the required provisions to protect them whilst in school. Let me leave it there. Time for the BBC. We'll be back after this.
Star 442